Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Good ringini, everyone. Good evening, Nalawa. Welcome. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country itself and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this evening. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. And so he enrolled his daughter, Bulangari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here too. And with very good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by the strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he encountered not a primitive society, but an ancient culture, one where people owned nothing but the tools they carried. They were naked, made their shelters out of the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing of the bush. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, no rents, no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts, jails, or even fences. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life for the longest time and not so very long ago. And there's no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us, but we're a clever people, and there's still much magic in the world, I believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things for your life. Okay, life is good, and we are normally and naturally a happy people. So keep following the beautiful spirit that got you this far, and share your gifts with the rest of us. Together we can put together a country and a world that we can be proud of, and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. You do your bit by having a great evening. All right? I just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Welcome to country. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Elizabeth Crouch.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for that very warm welcome to country. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my great privilege as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important ceremony. First, I welcome our graduates. I hope this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for you all. You deserve to take pride, great pride in your graduation today. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance. You need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each of you on your achievements. Today, I also want to especially welcome those of you who are sitting beside and behind our graduates as their invited guests, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you are here, invited by one of our graduates to share one of the great days of their lives, is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands, wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, or whoever you are, welcome and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. Apart from your attendance here today, I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our newest graduates, as they will soon become, are too modest to proclaim their success, I want you to make sure you do it for them. The ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. From the time of the very first graduations in Europe more than 800 years ago, graduates have been wearing robes similar to those worn by our graduates today and participating in ceremonies just like this. Indeed, throughout history, graduations have remained a defining feature of the life of every university and its students. And they are an intrinsic part of life here at Macquarie too. And today we're proud to again host this time-honoured ceremony for our newest graduates. Our university takes its name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learnt at school that Macquarie was a great builder. But in my view, perhaps his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. Instead, it lay in his commitment to establishing the new colony as an egalitarian society. If you like, the foundations for the modern Australian notion of a fair go for all. And it is that legacy that we here at Macquarie strive to maintain and honour. Like Governor Macquarie, we seek to transform and improve people's lives, not only of our own students, but also of people all around the globe. We seek to achieve this through the educational experience of our graduates and through the fruit of our research. From the very beginning, Macquarie University defied traditional boundaries of academia, instead pioneering new learning and teaching approaches that challenged conventional thinking. We shifted gears and empowered our students to learn in new and exciting ways. We flipped classrooms, secured leading academics, and employed new and exciting forms of technology to improve our student learning experience. As students, you helped us to enhance our collective research and knowledge and improve the services and support we offer. So you didn't just learn from us, we also learned from you. Your vision for tomorrow guides us further still as we position future generations for work and success in the world that you will create. Our graduates today have found a route to success, a route that is unique as they are. Their journey here at Macquarie will in turn guide and inspire the students that follow them. Part of our vision for tomorrow involves further developing our campus and boosting our capacity for research. And over the past few years, we've built new facilities including the Macquarie University Hospital, the Australian Hearing Hub, the Simulation Hub, and a state-of-the-art media centre in the Faculty of Arts. Each of these are world-class facilities, and some might say even unique. But there's more to come. We're looking forward to the next exciting phase of Macquarie's development. Over the coming years, we'll enhance our facilities to ensure that Macquarie remains at the cutting edge of world research. Our campus master plan paints a bold and connected vision of Macquarie's future, a future where research and learning come together to solve the big questions facing our world. Our aim is to provide Macquarie students with the tools and facilities they need to find the answers. Here at Macquarie, we're proud to boast a global network of alumni numbering more than 176,000 graduates living across more than 140 countries. We employ more than 4,000 staff and are proud to host more than 40,000 students and hold a ranking in the top 2% of universities in the world. We're developing at a rapid pace, but are proud of our heritage and our beginnings. Scientists and engineers at Macquarie work on tomorrow's technology next door to museums that house some of the most ancient artefacts. Our medical students look for cures, while our leading business minds develop new economic models, with Macquarie providing the conduit and space for critical thinking and imagination. This balance of world-leading knowledge and facilities, coupled with Macquarie's spectacular natural beauty, gives members of our community the freedom to think and grow. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. It's a unique environment and a unique community of scholars and friends. And in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of Macquarie University's alumni. As is traditional with graduation ceremonies, we are always pleased to welcome our occasional speaker, and it is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Tony Coleman. Tony is a graduate of both Macquarie University and Macquarie Graduate School of Management and is an actuary and consultant with a diverse range of governance and senior management experience both in Australia and internationally. His contributions to the world of insurance, risk management and climate change were recognised by the award of an honorary doctorate by Macquarie University in 2011, and I was pleased to be here as part of that ceremony. He currently chairs the Industry Advisory Committee of the Macquarie University Centre for the Health Economy. In his professional life, he held roles as a partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers, a chief risk officer of a major insurer, was president of the Institute of Actuaries, and until recently was a non-executive director of AMP Life. He's also been involved as a non-executive director for Low Carbon Australia and in India, Max Bupa Health Insurance. And he currently chairs the Arts Health Institute here in Australia, which is doing some very important work in the aged care sector. So it is now with great pleasure that I introduce our occasional speaker, Dr. Tony Coleman. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Coleman.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor, for that kind introduction, and members of the University, and of course our graduates, and importantly family and friends of the graduates. Today is a very special day. It's undoubtedly one that graduates are going to remember for some time, and it marks the conclusion of a lot of very hard work for them. So let me first of all offer my congratulations personally to you all and say welcome to the adventure in life that now awaits you. I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't also say a big thank you to all of the family and friends who I notice considerably outnumber our graduates here tonight, because I'm sure they've all been very helpful to you in achieving this goal. Now, whilst university degrees are important, history and experience are also pretty important teachers. Indeed, it's been said that you can always count on old age, experience and cunning to overwhelm youth, enthusiasm and innovation anytime. So I thought tonight I'd try and just redress that balance a little bit. And I know of no better advice in that regard than was given in a speech originally given a little over 100 years ago at the Sorbonne University in Paris by Teddy Roosevelt, who by then had just concluded an 8-year term as the President of the United States in 1909. But before I tell you what he said, let me just tell you a little bit about Teddy Roosevelt. First of all, you should know that he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1906 for brokering an end to the war between Russia and China. So he was a man of peace, and it also shows you that the Korean Peninsula has been a geopolitical hotspot for quite a long time. He also led the movement in the USA to create the first national park in the world. So he could be regarded as the founder of the modern environmental movement. But later, in 1912, he was shot by a would-be assassin while he was campaigning, and the bullet lodged in his chest after penetrating a steel glasses case in his jacket. Now, Roosevelt was an experienced hunter and an amateur anatomist, and he calmly concluded, after he'd been shot, that because he wasn't coughing blood, the bullet hadn't penetrated his chest as far as his lung. And so he calmly declined all suggestions that he should not speak and go to hospital immediately, and delivered his scheduled speech. And he spoke for 90 minutes while a red stain on his white shirt gradually got bigger and bigger. Now, I can assure you, if somebody had shot me, I wouldn't still be speaking up here. He began the speech by saying, "You will know that I have just been shot, but it takes a lot more than that to stop me." Afterwards, the x-rays showed that the bullet had traversed 3 inches of tissue and lodged in his chest muscle, and it was decided to be too dangerous to remove it. So he carried that with it in his chest for the rest of his life. So the message here is that Teddy Roosevelt was a pretty tough and interesting character. So what did he say to those graduates in Paris over 100 years ago? In part, he said, "It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the person in the arena whose face is marred by dust, sweat and blood, and who strives valiantly, who errs because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, who knows great enthusiasms and devotions and spends themselves in a worthy cause, who at best knows the triumph of high achievement, and at worst, if he fails, at least fails daring greatly. So they shall never be one of those cold and timid souls who never tried and who know neither victory nor defeat." Now, although those words were first spoken over 100 years ago, I think they remain very pertinent to modern life for graduates in our society. You need to ask yourself what worthy causes you want to commit yourselves to, and how you want to be able to feel when you look back on your life when you are old and grey. Now, along the way, you may need a few practical tips. And as someone who stood exactly in this building, in this spot, actually over 40 years ago now, hard to believe, it has been suggested to me that I might pass on to you a few thoughts from one who's now been in that position. So I have 6 tips. The first is, always tell it like it is, but try to be a bit diplomatic. Remember that your reputation is paramount and you shouldn't compromise it. And if you lose your professional credibility, you really don't have much at all. You can't just tell people what they want to hear, because they will eventually lose respect for you. Sometimes you have to tell people what they need to know, even when you know they're not going to like the answer. But you just have to try to do it in a way that will lead to a positive outcome, and think about how you structure the message. The second is a simple one. Ask yourself, will this matter 1 month from now? If the answer is no, then don't waste your time and energy. If you really need to make a stand about something, then consider the collective good, so that if you do have to have a fight about something with somebody, do it for a worthwhile reason. Thirdly, don't be afraid of fear or being different. Be prepared to back your judgment. Back in 1985, I was the first actuary ever employed by a chartered accounting firm in Australia, and all my other actuarial colleagues thought I was completely mad working in a non-traditional field. Some of you would probably know, as actuaries, that's a very common thing today. Fourth, always focus on the issue at hand where you can actually make a difference. It's always amazing to me how many people waste energy and time either attending meetings or doing things where they don't actually add much value, or focus on the unique contribution that their background and training has given them, that they can bring to a particular situation to achieve a worthwhile result. Another way of putting that is knowing when to pick your battles, fights. Fifth, try to work in multidisciplinary teams and learn from the other person's point of view when you do so. Working in areas where there are problems to be solved and rapid change is occurring is always interesting and challenging, and often leads to new opportunities, especially if you become recognised as an expert in a new field. And finally, take care to communicate complex concepts clearly and concisely. Never tell someone else it's too complicated for you to understand. All that achieves is resentment towards you and possibly towards your profession. Find a way to explain the issue. Finally, in the words of another President Roosevelt, this time Franklin Delano, in his inauguration speech during the depths of the Great Depression in 1933, I suggest that you remember that happiness lies not in the mere possession of money. It lies in the joy of achievement and in the thrill of creative effort. So I wish you all the best in your chosen areas of action, and I trust that each of you will find your own way to make a fulfilling contribution to the lives of those around you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony, for that wonderful speech. It's lovely to hear words of wisdom from a graduate of 42 years ago to our graduates today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again in thanking Dr. Tony Coleman. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. But I understand that if I accidentally confer a degree upon someone who's not eligible, I actually can't take it off you. So I need to ask our registrar whether you've done everything you were supposed to do. Did you attend every lecture? Did you submit every assignment? Never turn up late to class? All of those things? Right, well, we'll just verify that. So I'll ask our acting registrar, Catherine Whittingham, to formally certify that you've done everything you were supposed to. Catherine.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
That's you. In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations, graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating you.
Will you please be seated? Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. I now call upon Professor Stephen Brammer, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Brammer.
Deputy Chancellor, the Faculty of Business and Economics, including the Macquarie Graduate School of Management, is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. We are an applied, engaged and global business school. Our role is to create knowledge through applied research in areas of marketing, management, finance, economics, actuarial studies and accounting. Our programmes are innovative and include strong engagement with industry, as well as the development of employability skills. The skills developed are in demand globally. Our graduates have the skills, knowledge and purpose to make a positive contribution to their families, their communities and to the world. Deputy Chancellor, I'm proud to present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the Bachelor of Science. Alexandra Bartholomew. Thomas Jeffrey Clark. Raed Ibrahim. Nicholas Jenkins. Natalie Moss. Siobhan Ashna Ram. Emily Rose Redman. I present the graduate admitted to the Bachelor of Business Analytics, Gina Borgol. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Karen Rayner. Nahal Sabarian. Shazad Sahuka. Nathan Samios. Josefina Jane Santiago. Alexander Sarian. Jason Sayasane. Joel Anthony Schiffler. Sarah Isabel Shilero. Romitha Sayer. Ben Andrew Sargent. David Shan. Adiba Shanzida Zaman. Chantal Neha Sharan. Ching Ching Shi. Jessica Shelley. Nanor Shokayan. Andrew Bartholomew Simon. Joshua James Simpson. Sarah Ann Simpson. Jordan Allen Smith. Lincoln Smith. Louise Sologub. Wei Bin Soon. Ioannis Sparthis. Claire Stevens. Madeline Stevens. Patrick Story. Gui Sun. Ming Sun. Rebecca Sutton. Farhan Muhib Talukder. Shuki Katie Tam. Ariane Tavakoli. Joel Rogelio Thrum. Kelvin Churkhang Tin. Michelle Bauhandra. Quinn An Yan. Nicole Trimis. Jay Tuckey. Jackson Smythe Van Hart. James Vassallo. Alexandra Vasilevsky. Alicia Vlahos. Luke Vakich. Sarah Whalen. Malgorzata Valashchik. Luke Aidan Wallace. Xiaolu Wang. James Wearmouth. Wenyan Stella Wei. Michael Leroy Whitaker. Joshua William. Sebastian Edward Worth. Tenzin Wooden. Yi Lam Wong. Wei Liang Wu. Ellen Chier. Mengyang Xie. Shijia Young. Justine Kyle Henson Yao. David Yee. Zhihan Yi. Mungro Ying. Vicky Fandi Usman. Bo Yuan. Chen Xin Zheng. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, Jing Guo. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Global Business. Kevin Bennett. Rebecca Anita Chow. Rachel Emily Tolver Banks. Stephanie Wong. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Marketing and Media. Claudia Anisi. Amos Austin. Joseph Badan. Jacinta Bainey. Megan Braganza. Michael Carley. Adam Jianshu Chen. James Henry Christofsky. Claire Curry. Jessica Cullen. Kalia Curry. Samantha Renee Donlan. Lauren Gibb. Oliver Richard Hannon. Thomas Henderson. Hugo James. Maxim Kumarellis. Lydia Kwarczynski. Gemma Mardry. Monica Marlow-Lepshy. Nicholas Miles O'Meara. Victoria Paolucci. Erica Claudine Penola. Michaela Piggott. Rebecca Richards Hill. Jasmine Rin. Tiana Saba. Vanessa Earl Sestoso. Molly Sinclair. Brittany Ann Smith. Laura Spencer. Rebecca Jane Siaranamual. Leah Tapersky. Maeve Wadsworth. Cassandra Louise Warrener. Thomas Watson. Rachel Lauren White. Claudia Widjaya. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Sarah McClure. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce, Jeffrey bin Abdul Rahman. Ling Bai. Mary Bogdan. Tanavut Chalkwal. Jie Yi Chun. Marcela Covarrubias Hernandez. Titi Noon Donromian. Yichun Gu. Ke Li. Wen Yuan Li. Lisha Mai. Con Nikomede. Meng Jie O. T. Tui Lin Farm. Divya Vital Pujari. Mainadi Prihatamo. Vedran Prostran. Wen-Chi Shu. Gayan Siriwadana. Livia Stefan. Yue Tang. Anua Valeri Alvaro. Partanun Vongsuvan. Zuhao Wang. Zhepeng Zheng. Shiona Zhang. Dan Zhao. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Abdulaziz Al-Raji, for a thesis entitled Creativity in Developing Social Media Campaigns, a Study on Australian Advertising Agencies. Vida Aziz Sultani, for a thesis entitled Behind the Camera, Iranian Women Filmmakers and Gender Inequality in the Iranian Film Industry. Megha Dubey, for a thesis entitled The Effects of Vocal Pitch and Foreign Accent, Chinese Accented English, for Congruent and Incongruent Products in Radio Advertising. Smita Chandrasekaran Nair, for a thesis entitled Playing the Price Game, an exploratory study in retail in-aisle consumer decision-making, or why consumers really walk away. Amanda Jane Roberts for a thesis entitled High Fashion, an exploration of texts surrounding a change in flight attendant uniform within the context of a heritage brand. Seung Jang Jung for a thesis entitled The Role of Confucianism in Driving Work Ethic. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Julie Georgitsa Bayich-Smith, for a thesis entitled Emotional and Psychological Wellbeing in Home Care Workers, a Multi-Method Study. Dr. Jericho Franciscus Pardosi for a thesis entitled Early Age Health, Survival and Inequality Issues in a Rural Eastern District of Indonesia. Dr. Chu Wang for a thesis entitled If Knowledge is Power, Then Big Data Rules. Who resists the analytics revolution and what limits organisational performance? Deputy Chancellor, that completes this evening's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Deputy Chancellor, I call upon Mr. Oliver Richard Hannon, who graduated today with a Bachelor of Marketing and Media, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Mr. Hannon.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests. Whilst I'm up here, the first thing I want to do is to thank you all for being here, but also to congratulate you on what we've just done before I'm supposed to say something nice and inspirational. Despite how I'm sure some of us have felt at day one, you've proven most importantly to yourself that you are in fact competent enough to achieve something that you put your mind to for 3 or so years. I'm 90% sure that everyone that you love will at some point today make a big fuss and tell you that you should be very, very proud of yourselves. And you should, even if you are still in a state of disbelief. Personally, I still feel a bit dubious. The little voice telling me that I've got to go out and do something with my degree hasn't yet completely overpowered my bemused and confused inner child. You see, university seemed like an easy choice for me, primarily because I couldn't yet see myself as a responsible, full-time working adult at the age of 18. Unfortunately for me, and potentially my employer, in a lot of ways I still don't at 22. Irrespective of your age, I'm sure we all ultimately made the decision to sign up for tertiary education with some sort of ideal in mind for the next 3 or so years. What those university brochures of smiling young students candidly sitting on the campus lawn don't tell you is that it's going to be very challenging in a range of very strange ways. The pamphlet neglects to mention that there are going to be times when you get tired, disconcerted, and when you question, eventually convince yourself that either you or the idea of an education is foolish and you shouldn't bother any longer. But the fact that you're here today means that regardless of whether your experience resembled that ideal you first had for university, you stuck to it and you eventually pulled through. My dad, who's watching through a camera somewhere, said to me originally when I was deciding to go to university, that university is a great place to turn 21. And if you're lucky, like I was, to turn 22. Like those misleading brochures, what he neglected to mention is that he had no say in the matter because he failed his way through his whole degree. I've seen his transcript, it's not pretty. And yet he became a very remarkable man, and he will always speak very fondly of his time at university. Again, regardless of the age, what I now know he was trying to say is that my time here would be invaluable and so beneficial to me in so many ways, most of which I wouldn't be able to idealize or anticipate before I started. In a place like this, you'll be challenged by some confronting ideas and interesting characters. You'll make a lot of interesting relationships, and you'll do a ton of growing up. I'm sure most of you will agree with me that your time here surprised you in a lot of ways. And despite their best efforts, it's impossible for the Macquarie marketing team to reduce an experience like this to a pamphlet. As someone who is absolutely terrified even by the mere thought of the rest of my life, I try to hold on to that. The fact that a lot of the time, we have no way of knowing what's to come. What we can know is that we are incalculably lucky to be here, to be happy and to be healthy, to live in a place like Australia and have the opportunity to come to university and prepare ourselves and improve ourselves for life in the best way that we can. So today is a day to be happy, to be proud, but to also be very, very thankful. I want to thank all those in the business faculty from which we are now graduates. I want to thank all the professors and tutors and everyone who works to make this place so possible and so inviting. But most importantly, I want to thank every single one of you graduates here on behalf of every other one of you graduates here for being a part of each other's experience. However big or small, you all went through this with one another. You all got to be frustrated, muddled, but most importantly, very, very lucky together. So congratulations, everyone. Be sure to humour your nan or your loved ones with a cringeworthy photo or two, and all the best for what's ahead of you.
I said to Oliver when he came up earlier that I was very much looking forward to his speech, and I certainly wasn't disappointed, Oliver. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us and for reminding us that universities are such important places for us all to learn and grow. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in again thanking Oliver. Ladies and gentlemen, that wonderful voice belongs to Miss Angela Brewer, who very graciously joins us at every one of our graduation ceremonies. Please join me again in thanking her for making this a memorable occasion. I would also like to thank our musicians on the organ, Dr. James Forsyth. And on the trumpet, the wonderful Melanie McLaughlin. These occasions involve lots of people behind the scenes, as you would fully appreciate, so I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank our volunteers from our Alumni Association who come to these graduation ceremonies day in and day out to help make sure everything proceeds smoothly. So please join me in thanking them. Graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage of your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. From today on, and for the rest of your lives, you are part of that bigger Macquarie family, our alumni, and part of a network of more than 176,000 Macquarie graduates living across the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope that you will come back here to undertake more study, as I know some of you are proposing, or simply to visit this beautiful campus. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, and like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves, and to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. I encourage you to continue to exercise sound judgment and show initiative, and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom for those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the whole community. Believe it or not, each and every one of you can change the world, and you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it. Because in almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, in your communities, all the things you do will touch the lives of many and make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed through the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be a spark that ignites a great life, a great career, or a great achievement. And in all you do, I ask you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope that you will also always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you to celebrate tonight. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do two things. First, I'd like our newest graduates to please stand. Now you can place your degrees on the seats behind you. I'd like you to turn around first of all and face your family and friends and give them a mighty round of applause. Now turn around, but don't sit down yet. I've got one more thing for you to do. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff, many of whom have helped you on your journey. So please join me in thanking them. They can sit down now. Don't forget those degrees. That's what you're here for. Excellent. Shortly, I'll have the pleasure of leading the official party out, and it will be my great honour to invite our newest graduates and their family and friends to join us for refreshments overlooking the lake. And I must add that I've learned only yesterday that we now have fairy floss and other things down there for the little ones who have been so good through our celebration. So even though you might want them to have fairy floss at this time of night, They deserve it, I think. So before I lead everyone out, I'd like to wish you the very best for your futures and conclude with the words of an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May sun shine warm upon your face and rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, congratulations and thank you.
The official party will now leave the graduation hall through the centre aisle and will be followed by the graduates. Would you all please stand and remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out?